Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back for Wednesday Grunge Play. Today I'm working on some little ephemera packs for my shop, and I thought I would bring you along to show you how I plan on altering just a regular library card and pocket. Let me get all my stuff out here. I purchased these, I believe, from someone on Etsy that had packs of them for sale, and I got a bunch of the little pockets and a bunch of the cards, and you can I'm sure also find these at like a school supply or probably even an office supply store, and they come, you know, with just a plain white card and this kind of cream colored pocket. And so we're going to grunge it up today and make an ephemera piece, and I'm going to make several of them to put in my shop. So that's what we're going to do. Cleaning off my glue book here. The only thing that I've done ahead of time is I have a plain old card, and I have a plain old Rolodex card, which I think you could probably still get. I got mine at a thrift store. And I think everything else I have is just like little ephemera pieces. So basically, I guess this video is about taking, you know, just new stuff or thrifted stuff and making it look old. Okay, so the only thing I've done is I sprayed these with my little tea spray, which I keep in my little sprayer, and it's just tea and a little bit of lemon juice, and the lemon juice keeps the tea fresh, keeps it from, you know, getting any kind of mold or anything like that in it. And that way I don't have to store it in the refrigerator because it has the lemon juice in there. And then I just sprayed it and let it dry. And that's how we get these little grungy spots. I did not do this piece because I am going to cover most of it. And the only other piece I sprayed is I have these original library, you know, from the, why is this escaping me at the moment? Card catalog. And I purchased these on eBay. Somebody had a bunch of them, and I got a bunch of these. So each of the packs will have one of these original cards. And these, I don't think, are too terribly old. They are kind of yellowed, but I gave them just a little bit of a squirt of the tea just to give them a little bit more grungy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my vintage photo, and actually I'm going to do this on the glass, and I'm going to start off the glass and then come onto the card just to give them a little more cover and to kind of even out my tea stain so it doesn't look so spotty, and it covers the rest of the white. And the reason I start on the glass and then come across is so you don't get those little circly kind of spots on your card. Now, the only thing I don't like about these cards is there's a little part down at the bottom, and they may not all have this, but these do, that says Top Notch Teacher Products Incorporated, which is probably where you can purchase these. And I don't know what kind of quantity you have to purchase them in. But will either cut that off or I will cover it up, because I don't like that. And these are two-sided, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to do anything to the back except what I'm doing right here, because I think that's a good writing spot, because it's got the lines on it. So I'm going to quickly do all these, and you can see that kind of evens out that color a little bit, and compared to that, so it doesn't look so splotchy. And then you can also take a darker color, like if we do, let's say, ground espresso. Get my ground espresso dauber here and go around just the edges, and that will give the edges an even darker look. And when you spray them and then they dry, they automatically get a little more wrinkly and crinkly, so they're not so flat and new looking. Another thing you could do is you could put a little rip in them. Let's see if I've got my, I may not have it handy. I do not, but you can put, you know, your alcohol dyed tape on here. Sorry, I'm just looking to see where mine is. I usually have it sitting right here close, but I do not see it at the moment. Nope, don't see it. I picked it up and done something with it, but you can put that on there as well to you know, give it an even more aged look if you want to. Alright, back to what we were doing here. Oh, wrong one. About messed up. But like I said, we're just blending, basically blending this more together and taking, you know, some more of the white out. I love using vintage office supplies like this in my ephemera. Okay, there's that one. Oh, let's do the edges. I know watching somebody ink is boring, so if you're not interested in this part, feel free to move forward in the video, but I do have some new subscribers, and I want to be sure that they see all the processes for how I do something. You can also fold it, put some creases in there, and then ink your creases a little bit, especially on the edges where things would normally get messed up. Let's do some edges, a couple of edges on this one. You can tear some edges off if you want. You can also rough up the edges, and you can use a nail like this. You can use the edge of your scissors, and you can also use the little Tim Holtz paper distresser. I have one of those as well, but a lot of times I just use my nail. It gives that little kind of jaggedy edge. Okay, this pocket I'm gonna just ink around with ground espresso. Because like I said, I'm gonna cover most of it. And I'm gonna ink around this card. You can also bang your edges kind of like this. Because it gives like natural little folds and dings. Okay, so we have our main pieces kind of all grunged up. So now we'll start putting this together. I'm sure I have some more pieces to ink. So for the front of this, I'm going to put this book page on here. This one that I'm working on has kind of a book for reading kind of vibe to it. And so this is just a piece of very old, it's like a dictionary, encyclopedia kind of thing. It's very yellowed, and hopefully I'm going to get the glue stick on here without ripping it. It's pretty strong, but I'm sure that it would rip if I didn't. If you tried to put just that page in a book, you know, as a page. So it's better for putting on ephemera. A little more ground espresso here. I did not get this little part. going to kind of hold it open so I can ink that part there. Okay. Now, I have, this is a die cut. I'm not sure from what kit. I'll think of it. When I think of it, I'll shout it out here in a minute. And I'm going to kind of wrap it around and glue it on like a belly band kind of thing. Kind of like that. And I'm not going to worry about the back because I'm assuming that will be glued down in the journal. Make sure I get it where I want it. Alright, so that's our first little tuck. What is this little piece right here? I need to ink that. Okay. And then I have, that is where this card is going to go. So when I get this card decorated, it's going to go in here like this. Alright. So what am I going to put on here, you say? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to put this, but I think I want it this way because that's the way the card's going to go in there. So let's ink this. This is a little piece of a digital from who knows. It was in my scrap bin. So I'm going to glue it on and then I'll cut out the little notch thing that I'm covering part of. I only have a semi-plan here, guys, so it's gonna evolve as I go along. Again, I'm gonna leave the back of this one blank as well, so that it's another little writing spot if you choose for it to be. Let me get my big scissors for that. Otherwise, we'll be here all day while I try to trim that. Alright, so I like that so far. And I may put couple of little stamps on here. I think I'll put 2, even though I don't like 2s. I like 3s. I think I'll do it like that. Yeah. Alright. These are $49 in Market, so they're not vintage. You could just as easily use vintage stamps, or you could use, you know, whatever you like to decorate these. Alright, and then let's put a little postmark on here. I think I'm going to use my archival coffee on here. I don't think I want it as dark as black. Yeah. I just want to kind of blend these stamps into the background a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to leave that as that for the time being. And this I'm leaving just as it is, and it would go here. So when you glued down to the page, it would go on the back like that, okay? So you're going to have a belly band here, you're going to have a pocket here, and you're going to have a pocket here when you glue it down in your journal. So now we need to work on this. And I have a stamp. It's a Tim Holtz stamp somewhere. That is looks like dates from the library. Alright, where did it go? Excuse me, my eyes stand up. It's going to cause a shadow. Just a second. I know that stamp is here because I just used it. Just when you think you have it all together. There it is. And again, I'm going to use the coffee because I feel like the black is going to be too harsh for this particular card. But I will test it on my glue page over here. Or do I want a color? I'm using greens. Maybe I want a green, like, let me get my peel paint. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I think that's going to look good with the green we put here. For those of you that want archival colors but don't want to invest in the big ones like this, I have my colors, except for this coffee, I have in the little ones, and I have the ones that are distress archival ink that match the distress colors in the distress inks and the distress oxides. And this to me is a much better investment than getting big ink packs and everything, unless you guys are card makers or whatever and you just use a lot of colors. I don't. For the most part, everything that I get is, or that I use the archival inks for, are black or brown. So I have the coffee and then I have the black. And then everything else I have in these little ones. Because it's, to me, a better investment of my money to use the small ones. The same with the distress inks. I have all of those in the small little cubes, not the big ones. The oxides I have in the big ones, and the inks I have in the small. So that's just something, you know, if you're on a budget for your supplies, then that's a good alternative, is to get some of the smaller pads. Okay, and I don't know that I'm going to put anything else on this at the moment. I might put something at the top because you can't see the green or anything. So, like, put a fake title and author maybe up there. See if I've got something we can kind of call a name. Alright, let's try this one and this one. Okay, this one, I'm going to do these in green, I think, as well. see what this looks like. Make sure I have it on there straight. Sometimes those clear stamps, you think you get them on there straight, and they end up being crooked when you stamp them. Yep. Alright, so this is going to be our title. And then I'm going to do just the end of this and make this our author. I start to say Arthur. We're going to make this our Arthur. Now we'll see how that looks. All right, now I've just got a bunch of bits and pieces. I want to put this in there, which is Tim Holtz. I should have sprayed the back of it, but I didn't. I'll just kind of ink it up a little bit. Maybe we'll put the splatter stamp on there. There we go. Give it a good grunge. And do I want this here? No, I'm going to put it in here. Okay, and then this is Tim Holtz as well, and I'm going to make a little tag with it. Okay, so let's poke a hole in it. I want to put, no, I think I just want to do a hole. And what do I want to put in the top? Get out my little scrappy box. That'll work. And this is crinkled seam ribbon, and I do buy it on Etsy. You can search crinkled seam ribbon, and all kinds of buyers pop up. And I normally purchase from whoever has got the colors that I'm looking for. And so for this particular one, I can't tell you which one of those I purchased from, but that's where I do get it. I do not make my own. That she's gonna go down in there. Adjust it to this side. Okay, now I need to address the pocket. I have this little bitty butterfly, and I'm going to put that on the Rolodex card. Yeah. And I don't have a real process or formula, I don't guess, for how I do these. I just pull out a bunch of things that I think look good together and go together, and then kind of go from there. So I'm going to pull these out now so that I can get back to my pocket, because I want to decorate it a little bit more, I think. So I have this little printout of book plate. It's like a book plate tin that's, you know, just the lid. And I think I'm gonna put that right there. And I can't remember if these are Tracy Fox or if they are oh goodness, it's escaping me. I will link it in the description box, because at the moment it is just not coming to me. And I think I'm going to put this number up here. And this is just a stamp that I stamped on some newsprint. Okay, and this is Tim Holtz, and it's just a vintage card. or a replica of a vintage card. Again, I'm gonna kind of knock down that white a little bit. It's already kind of a creamy color, but I liked this kind of color right here that's going around those letters. I thought it went well with the colors we've got going on. I probably need to put something right there still. Oh, maybe I'll do this. This is just a digital with a little, it looks like a clothespin at the top. I just think it's cute. Let's see, how do I want to do that before I get all carried away with... Do I want it there, or do I want it on my... I think I might want it there. Yeah. All right, and I have another yellow piece that is a vintage, it's like a merchandise credit ticket. And I have it just because it's yellow. And it brings another yellow element where we have the yellow in the flowers. Maybe I'll put it there. I don't know, it's awful strong. You see what I mean about how strong the black is with this? So I may not use that. We may go with this instead. Which is just a Tim Holtz stamp that has been stamped on some cardstock that has like a grid pattern on it. See, it's got this ruler looking thing on the back. May do that. Want just a little bit of that green showing. Okay, and let's put these back in there just so I can see what we got going on here. And that book plate is going to interfere with that just a little bit. Let's go from the bottom. Yeah, that works better. Alright, so we got our green, We've got our little lady here. It's going to kind of go off to the side. Do I have that even? And yeah, I do. Okay, and then we have our little card here. I may put it here. And then I have some lace, I think, to finish it off. And I think I'm going to put a piece there. I knew that wasn't going to work. Yes, this is what I do. Fiddle, fiddle. All right, and then this little piece I'm going to take and I'm going to use as little tabs, so you can pull the different pieces of ephemera out. So first I'm going to glue this on. I think that's the right way. Let me get my dreaded 3-in-1 glue here. Clean the top off. I haven't used it today. And I'm trying to put it where there is the most fabric so that it's not gonna seep through too bad. And use as little as possible to get it glued down. All right, now what pieces do I want to give? Now, see, this is how I do it. Take it apart, put it together. Take it apart, put it together. You're seeing real work process here. And you wouldn't have to use lace for this. You could use whatever you want. I just thought the lace would be a nice little touch. This has kind of a shabby chic vibe to it. Didn't get enough on this side. I try to use so little of this stuff that sometimes I just don't get enough for it to stick down. Okay, and the card for the last piece. I'm pretty sure I just glued that one on backwards. I did. What a goofball. I might staple that one. I could staple them all, actually. I like that look. Uh-oh. Out of staples. We won't be stapling that one, I guess. Alright, now let's put everything back together and see what we have. Let's put my lid on my pin in my glue and my lid on my other glue first. Alright, so we have our card in the back with our little pin or clothespin, and I don't ink that. Okay, and then we have our pocket, and that probably needs something. Let's do some splatter, stamp, and maybe that will help. Yep. Okay, so then this will go here, like that. And then we have our library card that goes in here, like that. And then we have our little flowers. And we have our little playing card, which actually could go. Let's put the Rolodex card. The Rolodex card is a little complicated because it's got those little notches. Thinking we might put that here. All right, and then we have our ticket. Let's put it over on this side. And then we have our little lady that goes in here. And there we go, cute little ephemera pack, all grunged up and ready to go. And I think we have a pretty good color combination going on there. It's fairly neutral. It has a little bit of the green and a little bit of the pale yellow, but I like it. And I think that would be really cute in a journal. You could use it in several different kinds. And I hope you guys like that. And let me know if you have any questions. Again, the name of that company. Oh, I didn't do that. So I did not put anything on that. On this. Let me address that. I'm going to grab a piece of washi. I knew exactly which one I was gonna get. So this is Tim Holtz, and it has green, and I'm hoping this is gonna cover this up. And this may be exactly what I need to go up here at the top as well. Alright, and put it back in our pocket. And I'm thinking now that maybe instead of that, this, I may want a little thin piece of lace. To make it a little bit more. Oh, and I about ripped that. Anyway, I need to put a whole reinforcer on that. I pulled too hard on my pulled too hard. Alright, where are they? Like I said, just when you think you have everything you need, not. Let's get a new sheet. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm taking the white ones and inking them. Inking them up. This isn't long enough. Let's see what else I got in my box here. This would work if I can get it to rip. Put this back in my box. Just knocked something in the floor. Who knows what it was? Alright, let's try not to pull too hard this time. Of course, that doesn't want to cooperate. You just kind of have to wiggle it around a little bit when you are working with lace like that. Yep, like that better. All right, and then we got our card back here. So now we're done. Thank you guys for joining in. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks for making Wednesday Grunge Play successful. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. And if you have, thank you so much. And don't forget to hit the like and to leave a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up or you talk to each other. All of those help my page be seen in the little algorithm thing that you know, they want you to do when you're making videos on YouTube. Otherwise, I get lost in the crowd and in the other millions of videos out there. So anything that you do like that helps me out. And I will see you guys back tomorrow for I Saw It on Pinterest. Until then, everybody have a good evening. Bye.